So, welcome to this brand new live stream for Virgin Galactic, guys. Is it, guys, remind me, guys, is it the very first live stream, evening live stream that we are doing for this company? I think so. I think we just had breaking news so far for this company. Yeah, I'm just seeing your chat, so let me know obviously where you are watching from. I see already people commenting there from Atlantis. So do we have someone from Mars here? This would be appropriate for this episode of this space company. I'm so ready for this episode, guys. I'm really ready. I just watched the what was the name of the movie? Obviously just for a research purpose, but I watched what was the movie name with the guy, a very famous actor, I think First Man or First, let me pull it out now. That's I just had so many things just before the live stream started, but let me go. Can I open the Discord chat here? Yeah, here we go. So I posted it in the Discord chat. I think it was here. Here it is. So First Man. It was First Man, guys, the movie that I watched. It's quite interesting because it's about the moon landing by the whole Apollo 11 team, and especially about the life of Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon. So quite interesting if you want to know a little bit about that. And also I posted here in our Discord just when it was quite fresh that Shamath, who is the chairman, is shared something here by NASA, which is breaking news, guys. NASA is developing the process to fly astronauts on commercial suborbital spacecraft. Wherever it's suborbital, orbital, or deep space, NASA will utilize our nation's innovative commercial capabilities. A request for information will be released next week. So the way I read this is that they want to somehow utilize to fly astronauts on commercial suborbitals and spacecraft. So this means maybe also Virgin Galactic and other companies. Could be something bullish for Virgin Galactic. Let us see. Guys, if you're wondering what is the Discord channel and how you can get access to it, make sure to check out the join button below all my videos, and there you will know how to join the membership. There's 3 tiers for supporting this channel, and also to become member and also have access to the Discord chat. Now, first of all, I want to go through a small but quick agenda for you today, so you know what we will talk about. We will talk about space stock. I want to go into the stock. We'll have also a small, let's say, technical analysis. I know it's very hard for this kind of small companies, which can be very volatile, which can be very, to the one or the other side. But let's see how this works out. Then obviously let's talk about Hypersonic Flights. It was in the episode of today of Virgin Galactic Fridays. If you haven't seen it, make sure after the stream just to go and check it out. Then we have also SpaceX Starship, something that Elon Musk tweeted not long time ago, which we will go into, and we will talk about the Virgin Galactic game show. Yes, you heard right. There seems to be a space game show coming. There's some rumors, and in the center of all could be Virgin Galactic. So I'm super excited for this episode because it is, as we said, the very first pure Virgin Galactic one. So let's dive directly in, and this is the Virgin Galactic stock, lost about 1.45%, a little bit more than the market, though I was quite happy when the overall market was lower. We have seen the stock of Virgin Galactic quite holding up quite well, but it's just towards the end it lost a little bit. As you can see, the S&P right here in the top had like some downs here, but then, you know, it seems that the S&P got a little bit better towards the end of the day, and Virgin Galactic stock not so much. But let's have a look. So first of all, let's see. So we have a market cap of $3.2 billion, in my opinion, way undervalued, not overvalued, undervalued. Then we have here, what else is important? So we have average volume of 14 million stocks traded. Today was just 8 million, so not that busy day. And we had, what is the just closed under $15, right? And you know, before we not see any big news or anything like that, we will trade more or less in this kind of channel, and I will just have a look if we can find something here, because Yahoo Finance is absolutely fantastic. It's a total free tool. I will just put myself maybe in the top right corner here for you. And then if we drawing here, so you can basically, you know, put something like this and then, you know, draw along this line. So as you can see, here's definitely a kind of resistance at 20, and also here, let me zoom out a little bit, year to date, let's say to the year, and also here seems to be kind of, yeah, resistant or trend line. You know, we keep on trading somewhere along this line here, as you can see. And usually what is quite interesting, guys, if you put then a line here just in the middle of it, then you will see that we are somewhere tingling around this area. So it will be important if we can hold this area here around 15, because it seems like since about mid of April, so for 2 months now, right? Is it April? Yeah, right, yeah. So here, as you can see, from about mid of April, we are going up and down in this kind of channel here. So between 15 and 20 the max, and here the recent lows are around 15. So again, the stock is quite new to the market. There's not much volume. There can be quite significant up and downs, but you can see here, once it's broken this kind of resistance line, it can go then further down until it hit even here the next resistance line, which I believe could be somewhere here at $10, which would be amazing, right? Imagine you can buy, now imagine, I always say, if you buy a stock at a certain price and it goes lower and the overall story doesn't change, then you buy more. And if you don't buy more, then you are either scared, which is bad because you should switch off emotions at the stock market, or you are not having cash. You know, sometimes it's happened, you don't have cash to invest. But you know, Virgin Galactic at 10, you know, this would be a dream come true. So I'm hoping that the stock or the overall market can go further down, you know, somewhere between this level, between, you know, 15 and 10 would be just amazing. Yeah, I think that's it. Otherwise, it makes no sense to draw any kind of trends, because you see there's not really, you know, trends going on here a little bit. You know, it seems that it tried to hold this here as well, and it went again this resistant line or this trend channel, but then it exited here and then fall back into the overall this channel that is trading now for a couple of months now, or 2 months. And then overall this channel I think could be intact when it goes back, but again, this is so hard to predict, guys, and this is just temporary. I'm more of a long term guy, and therefore I believe, I don't know if we can go that high on the chart. No, we cannot, right? I believe the stock can easily trade. We had the highest here at around 37, and this was when Virgin Galactic was even not that far as they are now, right? So there's so much opportunity for the stock. I can't believe that it's or I'm happy that it's trading in those levels, but I can't wait for the outbreak as well, just to prove that we as a community was right again. Now let's have us see what we wanted to talk about after that. Hypersonic Flights. Yes, let me just pull it up. Hypersonic Flights, guys, is actually something that is not something new, guys. Okay, this is something that we have done in the past, and this is something that you can research here in the internet. And the hypersonic speed is actually when you are faster or the same fastness or exceeds the sound, the speed of sound. And this makes, maybe you have heard about it when you are sitting in your home or anything else. I think it's quite impressive when you hear this big boom suddenly, and maybe sometimes the windows also vibrate and this kind of thing. So these are actually jets that make maybe some tests or whatsoever, and they are flying hypersonic speed. For the person inside the plane, it's not an issue as of that. We had commercial airplanes. I mistakenly did this in terms of mentioned I think I said something else. I said something wrong about I didn't say Concorde. I said something else. I don't know, in my Virgin Galactic Fridays vlog. But this is something that people was flying for a couple of years, I believe. This was the airplanes that looked like that. And unfortunately, this program, who knows, the program actually got suspended because first there was an accident, which was not a technical problem of the airplane, guys. Okay, there was apparently on one of the airports one piece of something that destroyed the tire of the airplane, which was then the cause that the airplane damaged. And then here it is. This was the very famous Concorde crash, unfortunately. And this program actually got suspended because it was developed with government's help, with I think it was the French government, including Airbus, and they made this program. And also Air France bought a little bit of. You can read it all in Wikipedia. I try to just summarize it. That the key point here is the takeaway that it was there already. It was very profitable for the airplanes and for the airlines because they could charge a higher price. People are really price open, which means they are able and willing to pay much more for a ticket when the time is maybe half the time that you usually spend on an airplane. And the problem about this supersonic flights, especially when SpaceX is doing it, and there we will come to the next topic, but when the Starship is starting, right, it makes such a noise that it cannot be started from an urban area. And I'm quite interested how far they need to go from an urban area away to have this experience of flying supersonic with SpaceX. So this will be quite interesting. It's an amazing future, guys. And unfortunately, I was too young to fly one of these things. And it was also, what is also important to know, guys, this was unfortunately not continued, because at the same time we had the September we had the 9/11 attacks, right? So this was then another reason to just stop this program. So therefore, this Concorde here was the hypersonic pioneer. Okay, so this is the whole story about Virgin Galactic hypersonic flights, and I will just explain to you how this is. I heard now two options. Either they will use this kind of planes, just a little bit obviously modified, to just start at one airport, right? They can basically start at any airport with the mothership here. And then they fly over the ocean or the Atlantic or whatsoever. And then they are getting the hypersonic speed, and then they are actually, flying hypersonic speed until the next airport or close to the urban area, and then they are going back to glide function and then can land at the normal area as well. So this is quite interesting to understand. This is how it looks like when they are really putting on the the speed. It's quite crazy to see, but this is the future, guys. This is the next step. I'm more focused on the tourism business, because I think that we should really see first the first step, and then step by step, obviously, we can build up this business and see more and more areas to develop, right? But this will be a huge business. I will go into that more in a special vlog, where I go also into the research papers, and we'll share more on that research quite soon. So let us have a look what else we wanted to discuss, and this is the SpaceX Starship program. Okay, I don't know if you know, but the Elon Musk SpaceX Starship program is the program where they want to go to Mars. They are building a special vehicle for that, or aircraft, or space shuttle, how you want to call it. And with this, they not only want to go to the moon, right? They want to go around the Earth, and so on and so forth. So this will be the vehicle. Let me just pull it out here so you can have an understanding. Here we go. This is the Starship by SpaceX, which will not only, as you can see here, land on the moon, it will also bring us to Mars. And it's huge, guys. Huge rocket that will bring us to Mars finally. And the future of that is obviously also that he want to use this to use at the to go Earth to Earth hypersonic travel. And this is what we could find out here. So SpaceX is building floating super heavy class spaceports for Mars, Moon, and hypersonic travel around the Earth, because there was a kind of engineers job listing that some people were actually looking at. So work as part of a team of engineers and technicians to design and build operational offshore rocket launch facilities. So this is quite interesting to see. And then, Elon Musk posted this, what is actually behind it. So definitely this will push the overall hypersonic business, which is very, very interesting. As more companies are in that, as bigger will be the acceptance of people, as sooner as more money can be created there. And I'm super happy. I can't wait to be on one of the supersonic flights personally. But exactly, this will take a little bit of time. Same with Virgin Galactic, guys. Okay, both will have a timeline of a couple of years, as I believe. And as I said, Elon Musk said it in one podcast that he is building this facilities or offshore rocket launch facilities because it's just not possible to do this in urban areas, because the sound is like you would use a shotgun in your garden every time. So you can imagine that this is not quite appreciated. So let's have a look. What else I wanted to talk with you, and this is the Virgin Galactic game show. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but you have to understand that Richard Branson, right, is an absolute freak, and he is really, let me show to the what I can find here. So Richard Branson is one of the craziest entrepreneurs that the world ever seen. And he is doing really crazy things. When for example, the Virgin Galactic had its IPO, then, he came into a spacesuit for a CNBC interview. He made, let me show you if I find something funny. Richard Branson marketing. He is absolutely doing crazy stuff here, as you can see, just to get the media attention. He's really, really into that. He is really a master of creating marketing events, and therefore be ready that he absolutely will make sure that Virgin Galactic will get an absolutely fantastic launch. He will be one of the first guys, or he will be the first guy, as a client to go up to space. So we are very happy to see that. We can't wait, I guess. So I wanted to just have a look into the overall agenda, because I wanted to show you something that now seems to be in more and more of news. So we have seen this here in Seeking Alpha, so shout out to this colleagues here. Then we had this also in 2013. Which is the following. So let's look into 2013 first. So reality show offers chance to win trip into space on Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic. A game show for a chance to fly in space is airing on NBC. Richard Branson bringing Virgin Galactic along for assistance. His company aimed to begin flights 2014. Mark Burnett is behind the scenes of the program, and the program doesn't have a debut date. So it was already kind of confirmed But then obviously with the overall situation, everything got more and more. Sorry, I didn't show it to you guys. But as you can see here, this was the news back in 2013 in October, but then obviously through the circumstances, everything got pushed down. And now it seems that the TV game show rumors are getting more and more into more and more speaking areas. So I think you see a couple of things here. Virgin Galactic Star Wars TV game show, so this will be quite interesting. Then we will see a Willy Wonka golden ticket. And then we see an insider purchase and also a NASA agreement. So they have a quite of interesting news, but the TV game show was already confirmed, as I said, on 2013. And now it seems to pick up some steam now, which I can understand. Now it's a public company. Now things can get quite interesting, right? So, and therefore I believe that this could be the next big thing. And also there is something that this article is speaking about, which is here. I have also heard of hedge funds waiting to pre-purchase tickets in bulk, offer a 12-year financing plan along with a special space adventure visa credit card with possible 5% rewards towards a space adventure ticket. So, you know, many interesting things. And he also a golden ticket like Willy Wonka type is also in General Mills cereals. So there's a couple of rumors what could happen, and I believe that this is very interesting to watch because this company is so young, right? They are just entered the stock market, and we catch this opportunity so early, and there's a huge potential for this company. And with having that said, let's have a look what you guys are talking about in the chat today. So let me just adjust so we will have the chat on the main screen here. DRK says, I love the marketing ideas. Yes, definitely. This is quite interesting. So let me just scroll up here for myself and see. Portugal, we have Long Island, Florida, New Jersey, we have Atlantis, we have Scotland, Toronto, Mars, we have people from US, we have people from Germany, a lot of people from Portugal. The chat even turns Portuguese for some time. Interesting, guys. I love that. I see lots and lots of regulars here today. So, what else you guys have questions? Yeah, there's some people saying give it 10 years. I think, you know, I'm a super supporter of long-term thinking because, you know, if you're thinking long-term, then you definitely should subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it yet. And so after that, make sure to think long-term because this is the only real way to be really successful on the stock market, okay? This number one. And secondly, the beauty about that is that while you are thinking 5, 8, 10 years in the future, which can be a crazy return on any growth stock, then think about that you will get surprised on the way, right? I didn't thought that Tesla will blow up, just after a couple of months or a year or a little bit longer than a year after I invested in, right? But, there was just, it was so kind of foreseeable that this stock, Tesla in this case, was so close to break out with the Model 3, and this company is so close to break out to starting operations and bringing Richard Branson into space. So I believe it can take a couple of months, it can take a year until we see the stock taking off, but I believe that this is super potential, guys, and therefore I invested, and share my thoughts here on regular basis. Let's see what else we had here in the chat. Yeah, I said Condor instead of Concorde, right? Very good. There's people saying Tesla is so expensive and Virgin Galactic can be that too soon, guys. Let me see. There's so much chat, and I try to pick up some things that are quite interesting. Yeah, Hugo is saying space so Virgin Galactic want Branson in space this year, which is definitely true. They was a little bit wiggling around with the timeline, and look at Tesla and other growth stocks. Timelines can be quite flexible in this young status of companies, and then you see that there's even a health crisis coming, so everything got a little bit shaked up. But the CEO said, I think it was the Q1 interview, he said, number one priority for this year. So we still have 6 months to have Richard Branson on the first flight, guys. Okay, so this take this as a top priority, guys. This should be possible. And as we know from the first episode of Virgin Galactic, where I have a statement of an employee of Virgin Galactic, that they are super hard working, right? Yeah, and then people saying space take all my money. Great, then I hope you enjoyed this first live stream for Virgin Galactic, and I see you tomorrow with some more brand new content. Even when it's Saturday, I'm vlogging and live streaming every single day on this channel, so I hope to see you tomorrow as well. Subscribe. Don't forget to like this live stream as well. I highly appreciate that. And I see you in just a couple of hours. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the day.